Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Cork, and I'm the Vice President of Community Engagement and Corporate Communications at YKK Corporation of America. And I'm really excited to share with you the YKK story today. I'm going to start off first with a bit of an explanation of our logo. You can see right here that our tagline is Little Parts, Big Difference. And that's because I think many of you are probably familiar with the YKK brand as being a zipper manufacturer. And from our perspective, we consider that we manufacture items that are little parts, but they make a huge difference in people's lives. Anytime that you've used a zipper and you don't even think about it, and then if the zipper were to break, it completely destroys the product that contains the zipper. So it is maybe little parts, but it makes a big difference to how you're using that product. But also you can see the tagline for this presentation itself, which is called Zippers and So Much More. And what that means is that, of course, YKK is best known as being a zipper manufacturer, but we actually make so many different kinds of products. And I really want to talk to you about that today and also help you to start thinking a little bit outside of the box about the capabilities that our company has. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to start with what our company considers the most important thing, which is our philosophy. You can see here on the slide the cycle of goodness. No one prospers without rendering benefit to others. And what that really means is that our founder, Tadao Yoshida, who founded the company in 1934, thought that the most important thing about our business is that we need to work to make the best possible quality products that provide the best value to our customers, and that will create an endless cycle of goodness. That means that the customers will be happy with our products, they will want to purchase more products, and then we are able to take the profit that is gained from that and we can invest it back into our employees, and then we can invest it back into our technology, and then we can take that the additional profit from that and we can invest it back into our communities through our corporate social responsibility activities. So you can see that represented by the graphic that's in the upper right. We basically are constantly thinking about those three stakeholders: our customers, the employees, and society. And through our activities, providing the best value to all of those stakeholders through our products, through our technology, and through how we manage our company. We also have three core values that are very important to us. You can see those three stakeholders represented here as well. But thinking about our employees, we're constantly asking them to not fear failure, to constantly be trying to achieve new heights. But there will be some time where things will not go well, you may fail. And at that point, you take your experience in those failures and you use it to continue trying and eventually to achieve success. For our management team, we ask them to create opportunities for employees. That's through delegating work and through giving them the opportunity to try new things. And sometimes they're going to fail, but eventually they will achieve success. We also insist on quality in everything we do. Of course, that's quality products, but that also includes quality in the way that we do our jobs and the way that we work together as a team. And finally, build trust, transparency, and respect. That relates to our communities and society. So what we do is, like, one example of how we do this is we are a privately held company, but we do report as if we are publicly held. So that means that we have an annual report that you can go to our website, and it contains all of our financials, and it contains all of the progress that we have made on our sustainability goals for the previous year, along with all the different products that we're working on. And all of that information is available for our customers, for our employees, and for our local communities to check out online. So next, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we are structured. We are a global company. However, each location does have a local identity. So you can see here, we do have two business groups. You may be more familiar again with the zipper company. That is actually called YKK Corporation. The president of that company is Hiroaki Otani, and that company is headquartered in Tokyo. It is the fastening products side of our business. But we also have YKK AP. AP stands for Architectural Products. That is for commercial and residential buildings. The president of that company is Hide Mitsumori, and also headquartered in Tokyo. And then we have our Technology Innovation Center, which provides support on new technologies for both companies. We also manufacture all of our equipment and our machinery for both of these companies in our machinery division. All of this is, of course, supported by our YKK philosophy and management principles. Here is how we are structured on the fastening side globally. We do have 5 regional management companies, and they're located in places throughout the world. I work for the YKK Americas group, which is our regional headquarters for this hemisphere, including North, Central, and South America. But globally, we operate in 72 countries and regions around the world, 106 locations. We have about 44,000 employees, and you can see our sales listed there. It's about a 797 billion yen company globally. We also have R&D and product development locations throughout the world, 39 locations and 982 employees. You can see our net sales here by region, and there's some variation here, and that really depends on what the local markets are. But you can see China is our largest region, followed by Southeast Asia, and then you can see the numbers here. And in the Americas region, it's about a 43 billion yen business. Here's the locations of our global product development. As I mentioned to you previously, we do have 39 locations throughout the world, but actually each of these product development locations are working on different kinds of products that will service the local industries. So for example, in the Americas group, we are not so focused on the apparel industry, but instead are focused more on highly technical industries such as automotive and medical sectors. Regarding the Americas group specifically, you can see our map here, and we have 20 companies in 11 different countries. So you can see we're pretty much in almost every country in the region. Lots of sales offices, lots of manufacturing locations. To go over those briefly, here's the United States. So I'm located here in Georgia. That is also where we have our largest manufacturing facility. That is YKK USA Incorporated, opened here in Georgia in 1970. The company was actually established in 1960 in New York City, but opened in 1970 in Georgia, and then our factory in Georgia opened in 1974. We call this particular factory in Macon, Georgia, the factory in the forest, because you can see that it is covered by, so completely surrounded by forest area. We have a little over 900 employees there. We also have a factory located, another company called the Tapecraft Corporation located in Alabama with 184 employees. And our architectural products business, that factory that you are looking at there is located in Dublin, Georgia, with locations throughout the United States, a little over 1,000 employees. You can also see here some other factories within the region, including Canada and Mexico, as well as Central America in El Salvador and Honduras, in Colombia, South America, and other regions in South America, including Brazil, 2 locations in Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. Regarding our fastening products, I want to give you an overview of the types of products that we manufacture. Of course, we are best known for our zipper manufacturing. So you can see here our Vislon zipper, which is a plastic extruded zipper. We have a coil zipper where the 2 parts of the 2 sides of the zipper come together in a coil pattern. And we also have our metal zipper. You can see some examples of also the sliders that we make. We have many, many, many variations on sliders. We also have a hook and loop product. This is another type of fastening product where the two sides of the product come together as a hook and as a loop. They have various, strengths. It can be something that is very easy to open, such as a baby diaper, and all the way up to like our injection molded hook and loop product, which has, it's much stronger product, and there may be like industrial applications for that one. We also manufacture a variety of webbing products that you can see here. Again, that is in our factory in Alabama. Plastic hardware, there are many examples here of anything from buckles to things like a cord stopper that would go on your hoodie. In Kentucky and also in Mexico, we manufacture a variety of snap and button products, which you can see listed here. And this slide is particularly important because I really want for you to think about the primary capabilities of what YKK can do. So you tend to think about our products like the zipper product or maybe the snaps and buttons and hook and loop that I just explained to you. But really where our expertise is in our ability to take a variety of metals and plastics and extrude them and form them into all different shapes. So I want you to be thinking about our wire forming capabilities, our metal stamping capabilities, die casting, finishing and plating. We've got the ability to weave, we've got the ability to knit, to dye textiles, and again, shape plastics into all different shapes and sizes for many different kinds of uses. Fabrication and assembly technology, as well as we can manufacture machinery for customers that are customized to achieve their goals. I do want to touch briefly on our architectural products business as well, because this is a really good example of how YKK was successful in diversifying outside of the zipper business. So you can see here, we manufacture a variety of products for architectural use. So curtain walls, storefront, unit walls, some entrances to buildings, and some windows. But really you can see what our product does is extrudes and aluminum and other types of metals into various different shapes and sizes. So here's some examples of the ways in which these products are used on the outside of building and also things like storefronts. That company, YKK AP, also manufactures a variety of products for residential use, such as you can see in this picture. Okay, I also want to talk a bit about our sustainability objectives. This is something that is very important to our company. We have been talking about it for many, many years, but really made it a priority as early as 1994, in which we formulated our environmental pledge. And at that point, we said that promoting harmony with the environment is the highest priority of our business activities. So we have formulated back in 2020 our Sustainability Vision 2050, which includes both 2030 and 2050 goals. We plan to be carbon neutral by 2050. We are also working on converting all of our textile materials into 100% sustainable materials by 2030. We are reducing our water usage and increasing wastewater recycling. This is very important, especially for a company like ours that uses quite a bit of water in our dyeing processes. We are working to reduce the chemical usage through new production methods, and we are making it a priority that our workplaces treat people fairly and that our employees can work in a safe environment, and we're working to ensure that throughout our supply chain. You can see here some examples, and this is just a small sampling of our sustainable products. You can see a full sampling of these on our digital showroom. You can go to YKK Digital Showroom to check out the more details about these products. But you can see we are manufacturing a variety of sustainable products. Some interesting examples include our Naturalon product that for 10,000 zippers, we are able to recycle about 3,600 plastic bottles. We also have a plant-based zipper called Green Rise that takes some of the materials that are created during the sugar cane manufacturing process, and it reuses that into a bio-based zipper. But it's not just about creating sustainable products, it's also about sustainable processes. So, one example is we are installing solar panels in many of our factories worldwide. Here are two examples that are in our region: Anaheim, California, and Irapuato, Mexico. You can see our some of our solar panels shown here in the pictures below. Okay, so I would like to talk a little bit about how YKK in the United States specifically has been able to achieve growth through innovation and diversification. So, as I mentioned before, our company came to the United States in 1960, where we set up a small assembly factory in New York City that was importing YKK products that were manufactured in Japan. But the dream of the company was always to built a completely vertically integrated manufacturing facility, which we opened in Georgia in 1974. And you can see from our sales charts right here, we were able to achieve quite a lot of growth throughout this period. So most of our history up until about 2000 was growth. However, you can see right around 2001, 2002, and then 2003, a drop off in our growth. And I want to explain to you a little bit about what happened during that time period. Actually, some things that were happening in the broader economy had a huge impact on YKK's domestic business in the United States. First of all, keeping in mind that the primary purpose for establishing a factory here in the United States was to service the domestic apparel industry. But actually, what was happening during that time period is, first of all, the apparel prices started to go down. So you can see there where you're looking at the line for apparel down on the bottom, prices were starting to decrease. And part of the reasons for that, back in 1960, when YKK first established a presence here in the United States, 95% of the apparel that was purchased by Americans was manufactured in the United States. However, because of globalization, if we fast forward to today, only 2% of the apparel that Americans buy is manufactured in the United States. Much of the business has actually shifted outside of the region. So this really had devastating impact on YKK's business in the United States because remember, we are here in manufacturing in the United States in order to primarily service the apparel industry at the beginning. However, that market has completely shifted overseas. That is not a problem for YKK globally because we have locations in 72 countries around the world. So if our customers, for example, were to shift from manufacturing in the United States to somewhere like to China or to Bangladesh or to India, Sri Lanka, we are able to service them in those countries. However, it is a big problem for our domestic manufacturing. So we're trying to preserve jobs in Macon, Georgia. And what was happening is if you look at the example of wage comparison, you've got highlighted there for monthly minimum wages for garment workers. This is 2019. If you look at the red for the United States, compare that to what the average garment worker is earning in places highlighted in blue, such as China, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. It is very hard to continue to preserve those jobs here for garment workers when the wages are such a big difference. So the effect that had on YKK's business, I want you to first look at the light blue on the bottom. This is YKK's share of the total US zipper consumption market. Now, if you look at the green there, that is zippers sold by competitors. So as you can see, over the years, we were successful in being able to achieve greater sales through gaining sales from our competitors. However, what you can see in looking at the dark blue is those are imported products that contain zippers. So what was happening is that back in 1970, you can see there were very few imports, but those imports have continued to grow over the years, which basically means there is very little business in the apparel industry for YKK to be able to take away because most of it is what we're competing with is not with our competitors in the United States. We are competing against those imports. So basically, we are just, as far as the apparel industry goes, we are just trying to maintain our current market share. So here's one example of what has happened. This is a map of the late 1990s, and this shows major brand name jeans manufacturers locations throughout the United States. So we estimate there's about 59 factories. You can see why YKK is located in Georgia, because we were had practically a pipeline out to all of these jean manufacturers all over the United States. Fast forward to 2006, and those jeans manufacturers have moved overseas and are no longer, YKK is no longer able to provide product to them. So what that forced us to do is we had to think really hard about what other industries could we start to service that were likely to stay in the United States and not shift overseas. So at that point, we decided to diversify into a much broader range of other industries. So we do still have some business in our jeans and pants, workwear categories, but really where we're focusing are things like the outdoor industry, the government industry, safety, automotive, medical. So for example, here is the inside of a typical car that is manufactured in the United States. You can see all these products that you would never know is inside this car because it is inside the seat of the car. So just to give you a couple examples of how this might work, the green product that you're seeing here is manufactured and made in Georgia, and that is used inside of a seat in an automotive application where you can see those nice creases, the nice contours that are on your seat. That is actually being attached to the seat using this product. You can also see another example how we use a zipper inside of a seat. It used to be that the original design was that the seat back had a plastic cover on it, and that is way that they were able to close up the seat cover, for example, like a leather or a cloth seat cover. That is actually, through YKK innovation, has been replaced with a zipper. So you can't even tell that it's a zipper. It's totally concealed. It looks like a seam, but that is actually a zipper that is closing that seat back. And that has also led to reducing the weight of the car, which is great for the car's fuel economy as well. Here's another application for automotive that uses the strap that is manufactured in Alabama. Okay, and we also have snaps and button application as well. So the ISOFIX button that tells you where a car seat is installed in a car is also manufactured by YKK in Kentucky. Some other industries where we are very active, we've got the safety industry. It makes these lanyards that is protecting the life of a worker. So were they to fall off of that building, that will protect them from getting injured. So here's a little video I can show you that shows how we are testing that type of product within our Alabama location. We do a lot of work with the space industry. So here's an example of the spacesuit for Boeing. You can see a airtight and watertight zipper that is used both to close this spacesuit up, but particularly for the helmet. Again, that is a life or death situation where you're not going to want any air, outside air, to get inside of that spacesuit. We manufacture fireproof zippers for firefighters. So you can see here how we test that. This would be a typical zipper that is not treated with, fireproof materials. You can see there completely catches on fire, not what you want. Whereas we have a YKK zipper that is made to be fire resistant, and you will see the same test being done here, and you can see that the zipper not catching on fire. We do a whole lot of other testing as well of these types of products to make sure that they are protecting the firefighter as well. Okay. All right, and you can see as soon as the flame is removed, immediately that fire goes out. We also do a lot of work for the chem bio industry. Again, totally airtight, watertight zipper being used for those applications. You might have, for example, field hospitals that are set up, and those tents are connected by YKK zippers. This was one example used for Ebola flight transport. We also do, as I mentioned before, lots of work for the government. We have an application here where the zipper pops open for when a pilot needs to eject out of an airplane and land on water, the inflatable will burst out of the suit. So you can see him hitting the water there. Inflatable bursts open. And then when he gets out of the water, he is able to zip that inflatable back into the suit and reuse it later. We have many, many applications for also the things like the duffel bags and the backpacks and the the uniform, including both our zippers, but also hook and loop applications and webbing applications as well. We are also working in the medical industry also, and we've got some manufacturing taking place in that industry. So the point of all of this, you can see these are very technical, very high value added applications. So not really as much with things like your apparel applications, but things that are quite technically advanced. The other thing that we do for our customers is we manufacture our own machinery, which we lease to our customers and install in their factories. And what you can see here in this example video that I'm going to show you is that we create all of this machinery in-house. And what this enables our customers to do is instead of having to sew the zipper into their application on their own, we have machinery that will automatically sew our zipper into their product, completely automated, so that free up their own operators to work on other things. So for example, a curved fly, which like in a jeans application is quite complex to sew that zipper into the fly. So this particular machine that we are looking at here is going to do that automatically, saves a lot of time for our customers. The other thing we are very proud of as a company is our excellent quality. We have, quality control at every single factory, doing a variety of tests and making sure everything going out the door is only of the highest quality. We are also testing throughout the world to meet various legal requirements, such as the restrictions on the amount of lead that could be in a particular metal product and a variety of other applications. So lots of quality testing taking place throughout the world. The other thing that we are doing from Macon is because we have quite a lot of capacity there, we do have a lot of affiliate sales. So this is YKK USA exporting to 57 YKK companies throughout the world in 40 countries. So that's to enable them for us to provide products that their customers may need that they may not be manufacturing domestically. The same goes for our metal wire, which we manufacture on site in Macon, Georgia, and we do sell that metal wire to our affiliate companies around the world as well. So basically that brings me to the end of the presentation, and you have been given a challenge. I'm really excited to see what kind of really out of the box ideas that you're going to come up with. But basically what we want for you to do is to get out of your mindset that YKK is a zipper company that sells zippers to the apparel industry. Instead, we want for you to think about identifying the next industry, the next application, product, market, or opportunity that will significantly increase YKK's US business and provide work for the Macon, Georgia factory. So again, apparel manufacturing is not really happening here in the United States. So I gave you some examples like medical and automotive, the space industry. Those are industries that are likely to remain here in the United States. Same with our diversification into the architectural products business. That's going to remain here in the United States. So what other business opportunity is there that's like that we haven't thought of yet? So I want for you to be like really creative thinking about this. I want you to address the next 3 to 5 years. We're totally fine with thinking about this on a long-term scale, and just kind of looking for your out of the box, really great ideas, and can't wait to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for participating in this webinar, and excited to hear all of your great ideas. See you later. Bye-bye.